Ready? Alright, so on three, restart level. 1, 2, 3. So, it looks like we've got...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, and I'm gonna be casting between these two individuals, both of them playing Order. My name is Etano Circus, and I have no idea what's going on in this game, but that won't stop me from giving you an in-depth analysis. So here we go, we have some minors going up for Ace Player, who can't spell Ace, over on the left, and Crazy J, all in capitalization, over on the right. Apparently his name is more like Crazy J! So we see what he's going over here. We're going to ignore the Fog of War because I feel like ignoring the Fog of War. We move over to the side. What do we see? Yeah, we see that there's a Sword Wrath over there in the tower. Almost takes control of it. And then there goes some Archer guy who's going to hit him in the face. We got some micro going on. And by micro, I mean there's just free damage getting allocated. Sword Wrath is going to run away before he does no damage and gets shot in the face.
Get this man a job.
Over on the right-hand side, we have another Sword Wrath coming up as miners are going up for Crazy J on his second row. Over on the left-hand side, we see that yet another Sword Wrath is coming out. This one with a kind of clown from Final Fantasy VII look on his face. And now they're pushing over to the side. The Sword Wraths are going to be hard-pressed to defend against this. Free damage getting stacked up over here on the Sword Wraths. They move to engage, but the micro is better for Ace Player as he kites backwards, knocking out one Sword Wrath. And he goes forward, trying to sneak it off, and he does manage to kill it, running away with no damage. His Sword Wrath intercepts. Meanwhile, Crazy J pushing past the tower, and it does look like the tower's going to get taken for Ace Player. The Sword Wrath apparently trying to scout or figure out what's going on, getting as much done as possible, but it can't get anything done because there are two Archers and a Sword Wrath there. Tower goes up over there for Ace Player. Now he's advancing on to the second wave of miners over here for Crazy J, who is sadly deficient in his unit count right now. Miners are racking up damage over there on the first row, even as the first one is setting up for Priest. And we do see it looks like a guy with a spear. We're going to call him Spear Guy. I'm sure his name is like Spiriton or something like that. And actually, that's going to make these Archers have to kite back really efficiently. They're going to get some damage, but it's going to be limited damage. Nice move up here from Ace Player. He manages to take out one miner moving forward as he simultaneously kites back with his second Archer. And the Archers have actually caught the Spiriton in the middle over there. The third Archer at the front is finally going to get pushed away by a second Spiriton coming up, and not before rendering one of the miners to critical health. Now the Spiriton is pushing back. The first one that came out and stopped the initial assault is moving forward. The Garrison is going up over here for Ace Player. No units managed to go down yet, but a Sword Wrath and one Archer are going to be hard-pressed to do more than just push this Spiriton back. And as it goes down, two Archers are catching up, and the Spiriton trying to get more damage on it. Free damage moving out of the way, and the tower is starting to pull back from its favorite position for Ace Player into a neutral position, now favoring Crazy J. He moves in. There are three Archers and a Sword Wrath, but the Spiritons are on low health and the micro is in favor now, right? Oh, good hits going on over on the Archer, but it looks like the Spiritons are going to run away, both of them nearing critical health, not managing to do anything except temporarily turn the tide of battle. This one might actually go down, both of them in critical condition as they back out over towards the main base, or we don't see any kind of resistance or resolve. It does look like Garrison is going to be an option over here for Crazy J, and indeed all of the miners start to run away. The first Sword Wrath goes down, and Swinglet Spiriton does not die, but Ace Player does not continue on with his pressure for now, opts to back out and possibly to take the tower. How's it going so far? We're doing good?
You
nailing it.
Yeah, you're nailing it.
Okay, sweet. We got the nailing. I don't always nail it, but when I do, I have a hammer the size of the fucking Potomac River. So Sword Wraths are going back, and the Archers are maintaining control of the tower over here. The extra income over for Ace Player is going to start to make the difference here. It's going to be hard for Crazy J to figure out what he's going to do next. None of his fighting units and forces are actually out on the map right now, and he seems to be going completely balls to the wall with mining units over there in the Garrison. I'm assuming, yeah, the two Spiritons, three Spiritons. Stop. Let free camera. Free camera. I want to move how I want to move. Thank you. Okay, so now here comes out the first Spiriton for Ace Player. He's being a little bit more methodical with his Spiriton use, which we've seen has allowed him to take a lot more engagements and have a lot heavier micro focus than his opponent. Crazy J! The full health Spiriton moves out, but now it's in a world of hurt as there is a Sword Wrath who's there who's going to stop the incoming damage over on the part of Ace Player, with the Archers getting additional damage out. And with a Spiriton of his own to lead the charge, Ace Player is going to push up for what might very well be a final confrontation. Now, there are four Spiritons, and there's a Castle Guard, which might be able to repel this. The Sword Wrath is going to go down over here for Ace Player and get gutted on a spear like it's William Wallace's British opponents. But The Spirited does manage to go forward, tries to take out another miner, but fails to do so. Now the archers are forced to pull back, not capable of handling the Spiritans in this number and this health, and kiting back towards their tower. And it does look like this might be an opportunity for Crazy J if he could manage to tank some of the hits a little bit more efficiently to get back into the tower and push the units back. But it looks like there's just so many units, and the good micro is going to pull back one archer over there as the Spiritan goes down. And this is actually just looking increasingly dire for Crazy J, having to focus more and more on these tanky, high hit point units to overcome the deficit that he has in DPS and range. We see another Spiritan coming out for Ace Player. Hopefully this one will do more than check the fact that there's a miner and the Spiritans move forward. We do see that there's an interception, and the first Spiritan for Crazy J starts to pull back. Meanwhile, the second one is going to pull back for Crazy J. Ace Player might be able to turn around, get bonus damage on this Spiritan, although whether he wants to do that, no, he is going to try and get a couple. Nope, he's going to ignore it. They're just going to say hi and then move past one another. Okay. All right, the tower is recaptured. We do see a flying gyro gig killer slayer of doom. We're going to call him Pit because I'm a Super Smash Brothers fan. So, a spear guy, some archer dudes, and Pit move forward. Fire damage seems to have been researched on the part of the archers. But we are going to see that the miners are going to start going back towards the garrison. 3 Spiritans are coming out with a 4th one running away. Fire damage making this increasingly difficult for them to tank. And while they can deal with the units that are on the ground, including the Spiritan and the archers, the AoE of the mage, and of course the range and the fact that they're in the sky on the part of the pits is going to get some additional damage in. They are suffering from fire damage, but the unit losses are a bit good. There's half the army is being pushed back by Ace Player, but Crazy J is taking 3 mining damage over here. That's 1 miner going down, 2 miners going down, 2 fire damage. Is it gonna die? Is it gonna die? Joe the miner dies. Pit kills him. And another miner goes down. It does look like more damage is being racked up. This mage over here, I believe it belongs to Ace Player, but Crazy J has better things to do than to take care of mage, right? Because who wants to deal with DPS? Not him. There's a lot of Spiritans who are running back with the fire damage on top of the pits. He might be able to get additional hits and kill them before they garrison. 1 might go down due to fire damage. Nope, it recovers from the fire damage, and 2 nearly dead Spiritans are going to run back. Now we see a really heavy Spiritan army, and suddenly the forces over here on Ace Player are a bit diminished in comparison. He doesn't have quite as much DPS as he did initially. He's relying more on his individual control and the fact that his opponent can't hit some of his units, as opposed to the fact that he simply had more units and could dictate the course of battles. So if Crazy J can just get all of his Spiritans lined up and get a little bit of range, we saw the beginning of putting out an archer or 2, then he might slowly but surely be able to push this army back. That being said, there has been really strong tower control over here from Ace Player, and his tech has been expanding more rapidly than his opponents. So it's up to him whether he wants to just defend this central area or try and push for the kill. Right now, as we have a lull in battle, I would like to say I've played precisely 1 game of Stick Empires. My casting experience comes from StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, Little War Game, and other games that I've play tested or played the beta for. Not knowing anything about this game, though, I'm still having a lot of fun casting. With that being said, something that looks like an upgrade is being researched, but because I don't know anything about this game, I'm going to focus on the giant lumbering giant thing, which is probably going to out-tank even the Spiritan. So as the Spiritan goes forward, Crazy J is not going to have a problem with the Spiritan, and maybe not even with the flying Harbingers of Doom and Pit behind him, but he definitely will have a problem with the thing that looks like it's enslaved and a troll from one of R.A. Salvatore's books. I'm looking at you, Dritzdor, and I'm looking at you. The Frost Giant, Boulder Giant, Mountain Giant thing is in a whirl of hurt. A lot of damage goes down, and the stun, and the poison, and the fire. We see that the mages are trying to push out, and now the Spiritans are going to try and push back out, but they have to go through the damage, and they have to take damage through a bomb. Boulder guy's actually contributing a lot of DPS over here, and stuns while the pits are raining on fire arrows. And we do see that a Super Saiyan Spiritan tries to chase off the regular Spiritans. He must be like the legendary Super Spiritan Brawley or something like that. And all the Spiritans are forced to come out. This might well be the final battle. I expect that the miners are going to start trying to attack doing their best, but it does look like the tower is taking critical damage, and I don't see a way for this game to anywhere end except for Ace Player. GG.
That was really good. Really good.
I'm recovering from the Super Saiyan Spirit.
Super Saiyan Spirited.
For context, that was Ace Player versus one of the game developers, Crazy J.
My sides.
That was phenomenal.
My sides. Circus, if you didn't have a job casting for sick empires, we're gonna get you well acquainted with this game and get you one. How's that? Oh man.
Okay.